Then I call the honourable member for Page.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is for the Minister of Agriculture. I remind the Minister that today is World Fisheries Day, to recognise and celebrate the sustainability of Australian fisheries. What impact has the carbon tax had on this iconic Australian industry, and how will the government's plans restore the future prospects of Australian fisheries?
I call the honourable Minister for Agriculture.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and I thank the honourable member for his question. And with a seat that includes Ballina and Yamba, he has got a very keen understanding about the importance of the fishing industry. And it's also important because of one of the inflictions to that industry has come about by the Labor Party in their desire that they would single-handedly cool the planet with a tax. Now, we all know that if Labor taxes cooled the planet, the place would be an icebox. But it's quite clear that the Labor Party have decided that they would inflict this on fishermen. Madam Speaker, do you know that when fishermen come to port to buy refrigerant gases such as 507A refrigerant gases, that the cost of this gas has gone up by up to $100 a kilogram. And what this means, Madam Speaker, is that this is a $10,000 hit to the budget for coming home to port. And the member for Kevin Hogan understands this. The member for Page understands this all too well. And not only that, Madam Speaker, you understand that once they get the produce, Australian fish, to be fed to Australian people, and they're using Australian power to try and make sure that they keep the fish cold, well, that is also taxed by the Australian Labor Party. They believe that the coal that keeps Australian families warm and Australian fish cold, there's something evil about it. But they've got a way to make the power that keeps fish cold righteous. What you do is you get the coal, and if it passes over water and goes to another country to look after the power requirements of another country, then it becomes righteous. But if you look after the power requirements in our nation, well, it's very evil. And they had the opportunity today, the government changed deniers on the other side, they had the opportunity today to work for the working man and woman to reduce the cost of living, but they chose not to. They chose not to, because they're still being run by the Australian Greens. They're still being run by the Australian Greens. And we know that it's a coalition. It's a Labor Green coalition. The Labor Green coalition. And it's, well, we've got their attention.
The Minister will resume his seat. The members on my left will lower the tone of interjection and hear what the Minister has to say. The Minister shall resume the call.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. And I like the fact that in this chamber I seem to excite the Labor and the Greens like I did in the other chamber. But it's great to see that we got one side standing up for the working families and the other standing up for the Australian Greens, standing up for their mates in the corner there, making sure that we keep people poorer. That's your goal, keep people poorer. And I look forward to them explaining to their electorate why it is evil to turn on a light in Bankstown, why it's evil to keep the fish cold, why it's evil to look after the Australian working families' requirements.